Today, Joe Biden had a short press conference where he addressed some new guidelines from the CDC, and he talked about how individuals who have been fully vaccinated, that means that you got the correct number of shots and then waited 2 weeks after those shots. At that point, you're fully vaccinated. You no longer have to wear a mask outdoors or indoors. So you're fully vaccinated, you can go ahead and throw that mask away, unless you live in some states like California, which is not willing or ready to loosen their standards to that point yet. Biden also said that some people who are fully vaccinated might still feel uncomfortable without a mask. They might still want to wear a mask, and that you should be kind to those people. I agree with him on that. But also, if you happen to be one of those people, don't go around wagging your finger and condemning people who aren't wearing a mask after they've been fully vaccinated. So this is actually really great news because a pretty significant portion of Americans have been fully vaccinated. About 1/3 of Americans have been fully vaccinated, so that's good news. But it does leave this question of how do you know for sure if someone's been fully vaccinated? And Biden made clear in his press conference that they're not, it sounds like they're gonna rely on the honor system. And I think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah, we can't.
We have HIPAA regulations,
we can't do verifications everywhere. It's too hard. You have to be practical. And then we're all like checking in on each other, right? And even though they're right wingers and I don't agree with them, I don't want to go get in their business and be like, show me your cards, show me your papers.
Right.
Right? No. It is what it is. You're gonna have to take the downside of, yes, some people didn't get vaccinated. But guys, the reason why they're letting you or saying it's okay to not wear a mask indoors if you're fully vaccinated is because it's actually okay. And this is what I've been saying for a while. Vaccinations work.
Yeah, it's great.
And so I told you, after I was fully vaccinated, I go outside, and if I'm not near anyone, I don't wear a mask. And here in California, we're kind of shell shocked. And I want to talk about the power of I don't want to call it propaganda because I don't think that's fair in this context, but of messaging. Let's put it that way, right? Because now Trump and the Republicans and Tucker Carlson, et cetera, put out the message that, vaccines suck, masks suck, everything's fake, et cetera. And then people believe them, and then a giant percentage don't want to get vaccinated. On the other hand, Democrats put out the message that you should be safe and you should wear a mask before anybody got vaccinated. Well, that was true, right? And then they said you should be safe and you should get vaccinated. That was true, so nothing wrong with that so far. But then they kept telling you to wear the mask, it doesn't matter. And it became what Democrats started to believe, right or wrong. Now, it's much shorter period of time, and it's just they're being a little overly cautious for like a month to max 2 months. So it's apples and oranges with the Republicans, and I don't mean to do false equivalency, but yes, there was that on the Democratic side. There still is on the Democratic side, like here in California. And the rules are all absurd.
Yeah.
I went to a restaurant the other day, we're eating outside, but you have to wear the mask outside from the host table to your table, then take the mask off, and then when you get back up, put the mask back on. We're outside, the whole time we're outside. It's obviously absurd, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're fully vaccinated, you should be able to go inside because it actually is safe. It is safe. And so I just want you to understand the science of it real quick, and then please do your own research because I'm not a doctor, I'm just reporting to you what I have read from doctors, okay? So number one, you are, depending on the vaccine, anywhere from 66% to 95% safe of never getting it, right? But even if you do get it, this is the important part, it's a low viral load. That means there's almost no hospitalizations or deaths. Even if you hit that, let's say you took the Johnson & Johnson, it was only 66%, you have a 1/3 chance, and you get it, you get coronavirus, right? But you get a really low amount of coronavirus because the vaccine lowers the viral load, which means you get a little sick, like a common cold, and there's almost no chance of death. Everybody's got a different barometer for what they're comfortable with, et cetera. I don't care about the common cold at all, so it doesn't bother me. And then this is also super important, guys. You also, even in the unlikely circumstance that you get it and you pass it on to someone else, you got a tiny viral load and you're passing on an even smaller viral load. And so if both people are vaccinated in the room, it's totally safe. okay? My estimation, now the CDC's estimation, everybody make their own judgments, okay? But even if the other person is not vaccinated in the room, it's still a very low percentage chance that you will have it, pass it on to them, and it will be actually dangerous. So those are, again, the facts as I have read them. So that's why if you're a Democrat or you're a progressive, you were right to be cautious in the beginning. You were definitely right. Now, if you're fully vaccinated, I'm asking you, don't live in fear. Because the fear is also a problem. The fear of living, the fear of going out, fear of doing things is a significant problem. It has downsides. It's super lasting from my perspective. People say, well, there's always a chance. But guys, there's always a chance of everything. So for example, if you say, okay, well, there's a chance that, if I go inside the restaurant or whatever it is, I might get it even though I'm fully vaccinated, blah, 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 right? But guys, just driving to the restaurant, there's probably a greater chance you'll get hurt or killed.
Especially these days.
Yeah, because now, once you minimize the risk from coronavirus, things like heart attacks, cancer, car accidents move back up to being significantly higher dangerous. So that's why just keep it in context and don't let the messaging run amok and don't let your fear run amok. And then of course, always use your own judgment.
Okay, now that you've said the important parts, the serious parts, and the substantive parts, I don't know, I think I might be the only person who finds this phrase funny, but every time you say it, you're the only person I've heard use it. Low viral load makes me laugh.
No, I hear you. No, guilty as charged. Right? Yeah.
Every time you say it, I'm just like.
That's the correct term, okay? Look at these people bullying, as my son would say. Why you bully me? Okay, he loves to kid around about that.
It reminds, every time you say it, now I think of the story that we did in the post game or bonus show yesterday about this poor guy who had to zoom into a court hearing to testify about drug paraphernalia he was caught with. And his Zoom name, he didn't realize it, was But 3000. And the judge was like, what's that name he called him a Yahoo, which was like hilarious.
That's such a hilarious old school phrase, you Yahoo. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.